and you probably might find this funny too. When you get already, like, let's say you have a day to yourself, you're gonna play this game for several hours, and you go, you log into the game, you get all your snacks, your drinks. As soon as you sit down, you gotta take a shit. You got, you gotta take a shit. What's going on, guys? It's your boy Savage Gamer 68 back again with another podcast. Yes, we have a podcast happening today, and we are with Brian again. And I'm sorry if the camera keeps trying to focus because it's doing those zoom in, zoom out things. But today's episode, I spoke with Brian. He wanted a podcast, and we came up with an idea. Originally, it was going to be favorite games and series, but that'll be a different episode. Today, we're talking about unexpected moments or being unprepared. One of the two, they're both the same thing. And I've had a lot of unprepared moments when playing video games, and I know Brian has had some. So, we're just going to share with you a little bit of those moments that we've faced. Before we get into the topic, be sure to comment, like, and subscribe for more content. We're almost on the road to 200. We're almost there. We got 6 more subs. Keep it growing. We're probably gonna have more subs by this video release. But without further ado, let's get into the topic. So, Brian, being unprepared, how does that play into you and your games and everything that you played? How does that come into play?
Yes, that's since I'm prepared for the final boss of a game. It's for the final boss.
There's been, I mean, what about games that don't have like the final boss? Like, let's say you're playing a game and you're trying to like get through the story and everything. Have you had unprepared moments from there?
Somewhere. Like, so some things are hard.
Like, give me an example.
I'm not so certain. I'm not so certain.
Yeah, because I know that some games you can have it to where you try and get all the best gear. Some of them have it to where you get all of the story mode done, you get all the side quests, but then there's always that one boss or that one event that can mess you up. And I've had similar story and everything. I have so many stories for this. Um, which one do you want to hear first? I got when I was playing Fall Guys with a friend and he ended up diving. There was another one where I played Liza P, which is another Dark Souls game. I actually did beat that and everything, but I didn't realize that the final boss was a final boss. And then there was another one where I was playing. I forgot which game and everything. This has a lot of games that come into play, but um, it's Wizard 101. There's a bunch of shooting games where I don't have the proper ammo or anything like that. Even Assassin's Creed recently, because I actually just got done um, playing a little bit of Assassin's Creed. So which out of those three, which one do you want to hear?
The Assassin's Creed one.
Assassin's Creed. All right. So if you guys didn't know, off the camera and everything, I've been trying to do 100% series where I'm playing all the games that I have. I have over like 120 games, and I'm trying to get them to 100% completion. Each one, all that stuff. And recently, I'm on the Assassin's Creed series, and you're probably wondering, well, there's like 8 or 9 games, and it's already like gonna be a pain. It's not really a pain; it's just more tedious. So I got everything done except Syndicate. I'm working on Syndicate right now, but being unprepared in Syndicate is fairly easy. So what happened was I'm trying to recently it was yesterday. I was trying or the day before and all that stuff. I was playing Assassin's Creed and I go and I'm doing the missions and all that stuff. So I got the story mode done, I get some of the collectibles, and I go to replay the story missions because I want to get the 100% synchronization. And when I went there, I went, did the mission, and then was fine. I go to do the next mission, and it was basically like I had to uh, save recruits from my allies, and I go, and when I went to the mission, I had everything planned out. I know exactly what to do. I read what the little side objective was. The only problem was I didn't have throwing knives, so I couldn't like instant kill the enemies, and that was a little bit of being unprepared. There was that the darts that make you like hallucinate. I didn't have. I didn't have. I had smoke bombs and everything, but I didn't have like the all the essential stuff that gets you to be a silent assassin. I had like what 30 bullets in my gun, so I just shot whoever I needed to shoot in the game. But that was a little bit of being unprepared. My best one, I would have to say, it wasn't like being unprepared. It was unexpected. But playing Fall Guys. Fall Guys was my game. I played that like halfway through college and all that stuff. And it was my one friend. It was you could probably already know if you guys watch their videos. If not, I'll leave you a little link to the video.
Gotta focus up. So that. Kyle? Oh, how dare you?
If you would have failed, bro, I would have just left the game already. Look, I promise I won't do it again, bro. I'll be a good sportsman.
Oh, it's us two.
It's us two. Jenkeel, get off this crown, bro. What if it makes us two winners? Yo, no, I saw that, bro.
Get out of here.
Yeah! It works! It works, bro. Karma's a bitch, bro. Karma's a bitch. But I was playing Fall Guys with my friend Jenkeel, and we're over here running around the map trying to see who can get the first crown. So we do the levels and all that stuff. It gets easier and easier, and we got to the final level, which is hexagons. You know those hexagons that keep falling down? And we go over there, and it's like I think 7 or 6 people. So we're over here bouncing, trying to get off of the hexagons, and it got to the point where it was me and Jenkeel only, last 2 people on the bottom of the map. So we go, I'm bouncing, he's bouncing, and I'm like, yo, you're not taking my crown and everything. So we're over here trash talking and all that stuff. It gets to the point where we get closer to the middle, and we were on like the last, I think, hexagon. I jumped and he jumped, and I thought that I was gonna lose it. He dives to try and get on top of me, and he pretty much fails, and I get the crown. And he got so salty from that. And then there was another time where the levels itself made me unprepared because there was one level, it was the rhino level, where you have to be in that small ring and you get the rhinos everywhere and they hit you and you can fall off the map. That one was unexpected. I think there was one person that did win from that because that level plays it's like 60 seconds and you have to try and survive the rhinos and all that stuff, and they don't stop. There was one time where a guy did win just from the rhinos itself. I forgot what episode that was, but there was that, and then any other games that you've played unprepared?
Well, I play Star Trek Online, so since I'm unprepared to face some other boss in Star Trek, like the Changeling.
Mm.
Yeah, it's hard to beat.
You said in Star Trek?
Yeah, Star Trek Online. That's one of my games.
Isn't that like a because I know that
That's multiplayer. It's a role play.
I know it's multiplayer and roleplay, but like how is the game like mapped out? Is it like
Not a first person, just a third person.
third person shooter? So it's basically like you ever watch those commercials about EVE Online? It's like a spaceship game and all
I've
that.
seen it. I've seen it.
Is it similar to that play style or is
It's
it
similar. It's a little bit similar. Yeah.
okay? All right. Because I always got confused. Now, is that boss a spaceship or is that like
It's both. You need to defeat one thing. The Changeling, you defeat this big spaceship.
big spaceship? You can't go inside and like kill him like off like in person.
No, you gotta use weapons on your ship. You gotta use
Ah,
weapons. It's like,
so it's basically like shooting weapons. Now, why is he difficult or why are you unprepared with him? Is it just because of how difficult he is?
Yeah, it depends on how much how high the level is.
Oh yeah, yeah, I
The level of
forgot.
the characters.
Yeah, because that's another thing that level cap or the leveling for enemies because I know that you can have all the best gear in the world, but at the same time,
You
if the
know,
guy's like 30 levels higher than you, you're
yeah,
kind of
all the best weapons. Yeah, all the
yeah,
best weapons.
yeah. There was one game I played that I was unprepared for, and it's still I think to this day like a broken game. Not saying like it's a bad game, but like the whole level scaling in that game is just weird. So there's a game called Elex that I have. I have both one and two. I haven't
Hmm.
played the second one, but I played the first one, and I haven't finished it, which I need to. But it's it's basically similar to Skyrim. Think of Skyrim but
Yeah,
broken.
I played Skyrim. Yeah, I played. My sister taught me how to play that.
Yeah, think of it as Skyrim but being broken. So
Yeah.
I'll explain what I mean by that. So once you start the game, you get the story missions and all that stuff. You get to explore and everything, and they give you the quests. You go around, you get the loot and all that stuff. You get missions, you get gold and all that stuff. They have villages. The thing that's broken about it is the enemies. Because what happens is if you get your gear and all that stuff, you can go towards like one part of the map, and there'll be bosses or enemies with a skull
Hmm.
around their name or like their icon, and it won't tell you what level they are. The
Yeah.
only way you'll be able to know what level they are is if you have higher gear and all that stuff. And I didn't know that because I went over there and there's a game, World of Warcraft, I played where you can have, if you get to a certain high level, you can actually solo a boss that has a skull. And it's mostly like raid bosses or final bosses for dungeons. But this one is an enemy that you can attack, but I didn't choose to attack him because I know from experience if it has a skull, there's three reasons. One, he's overpowered. Two, he's overleveled. And three, you probably don't even have the correct equipment to kill him.
Yeah.
But so you said Star Trek was another game that you had being unprepared. Anything else?
Well, maybe Star Wars, Knights of the Old Republic 2, the Sith Lords. You gotta defeat this one guy. I'm prepared to. You have to kill him repeatedly.
Oh,
Star Wars, Knights of the Old Republic 2.
well, he's got like 4 lives or something like that.
You gotta strike him repeatedly. His name is Darth Sion. He's that ancient Sith
Oh
Lord.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
You gotta strike him down at least a couple of times.
So it's one of those things where you have to basically like, if you strike him, he does one thing, and then
He gets more energy. Gets more energy back.
oh, so he's basically like a ticking time bomb. Like you have to kill
Yeah.
him quickly before.
Yeah, story like that. Yeah.
Yeah. What about Outlaws?
I don't feel for Outlaws.
You don't feel for Outlaws? I heard that it's similar to a game named No Man's Sky. I watched a little bit of video on it, but I never played Outlaws. Another game that I have being unprepared is this one happens so many times, like it's not even funny. Wizard 101. That game, which I haven't played yet and all that stuff, but one of these days I'll go back and play it. The thing that gets me unprepared is that so when I go and I farm for like a specific item or keys or loot or low level area, I tend to bring a deck that is suitable for like 2, 3 turn moves. And there was one time where I'm over here high level gear farming this low level place, doing 2 shot or 3 shot round kills, and one of my friends in the game or somebody asked me if I can help them. So I'm like, all right, bet I'll go help you. I teleport, and it's like some higher level place and everything. And I'm like, all right, I got you. I'll help you. It's gonna be easy, quick. I realized that I didn't bring the correct deck or I didn't switch it. So I was using the deck that I had for farming for the boss. So I was very unprepared because it consisted of a damage booster for your spell, blades, and then that's pretty much it. So I had nothing. So all I had was either my character was doing critical damage or the other guy had some spells too. But I was just person that was taking away the enemies. But what other games have I played? There's another game. I don't know the specific name of this game off the top of my head because this happened a lot of times. But whenever I'm playing shooting games, going to a location or trying to fight an enemy without reloading. Without reloading is my biggest weakness because what happens is I go over there and I'm trying to do a speed run or trying to get the boss. I go over there and I'm over here. I even look at my bullet count and all that stuff, and I go start facing the boss, and immediately when the boss fight starts, my character's reloading, just reloading the weapon, and I get pissed. I'm like, why am I reloading? So I learned from a few people that I should reload my guns every time I shoot, so that way when there comes a target, I can easily defeat him without having to worry about reloading. Now there is a few times where I did run out of bullets and I didn't have it, so I had to go back to a town or something like that, buy weapons and get that. What other games? What other games? Oh, this is one. You might be able to tell me about this one. But playing games, finishing them, and you think that you're finished with the game, but they hit you with the curveball and it's another boss. What game has done that to you?
Well, I can't think of any other games.
What about you got you said Star Wars, you got Cyberpunk, you got
I don't,
Assassin's
I,
Creed.
don't- I don't have Cyberpunk or Assassin's Creed right now.
Oh, okay. Uh,
I mean, there is just one game that sometimes I'm unprepared for. Another boss in Duke Nukem.
yes,
You,
I played that.
you played Duke Nukem
I
before?
played well, my brother played it and everything, and I've played it a few times.
A lot of famous lines.
He's got a whole lot of lines and everything. But Duke Nukem, I have experience playing that game, and I know what you're probably talking about, where you have to like fight
Kill all these bosses.
kill all the bosses, and you have like certain type of gear. Do you even have like? Is there a store in that game where you can buy ammo, or do you just get it from enemies?
You gotta get it from enemies, I
Mm.
think. I don't know.
Because I know that I think ammo in that game is like hard to come by. It just depends on where you go. But there is one game I did mention before, Liza P. Liza P. That game broke me. Now I'm not talking about emotionally. I'm talking about mentally, because it's similar to Dark Souls, and you guys probably remembered or haven't heard, but I rage quitted Dark Souls 3 because I didn't know how to play it after I beat the first boss. So I was just stuck and I turned it off. So I've been playing all the other games that are similar to Dark Souls. So like Wolong Fallen Dynasty. Um, I haven't played Sekiro, yeah, because I have that. Liza P. Code Vein. And then there was another one, but Liza P. The reason why that game broke me is because I got tricked. Now, here's what happened. I go and I'm running through the whole game, got everything finished, and I'm at the final boss. And I think I was staying up for this or something like that. And I go and I'm like, ooh, it's the final boss. I'm about to finish the game. I can relax. I don't have to worry about anything. So I go fighting the final boss. He's a little bit difficult because he's got like two waves and all that stuff. And I had a poison weapon so that way he can do like poison damage. So I go and I kill the guy and everything. And once I see that he's dead, I'm like, yes, I'm done. And all that stuff. And I'm like, all right, we're going to celebrate. You know, I could take a break now. I'm watching the story, cinematic cutscenes and everything. And it gets me to my maker and all that stuff. So the guy who created your character and all that stuff. And he goes and he's like, I need you to either sacrifice yourself or you end up like not sacrificing yourself. So it's like a sacrificial sacred some weird thing where you have to sacrifice yourself for the maker or you stay alive. And I thought that this was basically like the ending scene, like where they want you to stay alive or die. So I put I'm gonna stay alive. Little did I know that was a final boss fight.
Hmm.
So I wasn't even facing the final boss beforehand. The guy that was the final boss is yourself because you're versing a puppet and everything in that final boss.
Oh my gosh.
So what happens is I'll explain it, but if you guys don't want to listen, you can mute this. But in Liza P, that you have a maker and all that stuff that created your character, and he's trying to help you like remove all the evil inside the game. They have a giant clown that you face in the streets. They have street sweepers. They have a whole bunch of stuff. And at the final boss, you have your maker is trying to like remove all creations that he's done. So the puppet that he makes is a similar version to you. So it's like the evil puppet. You're the good puppet, it's the evil puppet. And I was not prepared for that fight because it was so move intensive that I had to literally like coordinate how I was. I think I got him on the first try or something like that, or the second try. But it was so close and so intense that it got to the point where me and the boss had one hit each. So if I would have gotten hit, I would have had to restart. But I went. He did some weird spin move where he goes in the air and then goes down, tries to attack me. I think I dodged it the last second, and then after that, I stabbed him with the dagger. But like, it got to the point where my whole legs, my whole body was tensed up, like one of those things where you're like on the edge of your seat type moments. There was another one, same game and everything. Another story that I have is in the middle towards the end of the game when you get towards like the fifth or sixth. I don't know the number of chapters, but it's like the second chapter before the end or something like that. And you go, you have to again find the enemies and all that stuff. You gotta figure out who the final boss is in that one place. And I go and kill. There's like a secondary boss like inside the game. It's like a little mini boss. So I go to kill the mini boss, and you're supposed to take the elevator down. And I didn't know that that was a trap. So I killed the guy. I regenerated whatever I needed to do, and I took the elevator, and it came crashing down. So I ended up getting stuck on the bottom. And I'm over here going through the town. There's no enemies or anything like that. So I'm going around, and there's a boss scene. So I'm like, all right, another boss, I got you. So I go and I try and kill him and everything, and I die. And I'm like, okay, I'm not prepared for this. So I go, and I'm like, you know what? I could just teleport out of here. I couldn't teleport. I could not go to a vendor because in that small window of a game, you are not allowed to teleport. You can't even go anywhere. You can't even regenerate what you have. You can't even buy items until you kill that boss. So I was stuck there. And I had no potions. I had no throwable weapons. So it was just pure skill at that point. So I had to go. I watched a video, I think, on YouTube of how to kill him. And I didn't focus on the mobs, but I just went and killed the boss. But it was like pure skill. After that, I was able to teleport and get all the stuff that I needed to do. So that was another unexpected moment that I had. Another unexpected moment is game crashes. Game crashes I tend to hate because it happens out of nowhere. So, have you had any stories of where you're playing a game and it crashed when you're like in the middle of a fight or something?
Oh, I don't think so.
Because what about the League of Legends game?
Yeah, it crashed on me sometimes.
Yeah, because I know that me and you were playing League of Legends and you had
With
to
different,
fix.
different computers.
Yeah, you had to fix your laptop or something like that.
Yeah, because my laptop was a little slow.
Yeah, so your frames per second wasn't really catching up.
No, it wasn't. No.
But game crashes, I feel, is a topic that people don't really. Well, they talk about it, but they don't talk as often. But game crashes is one thing that can make a person mad when they playing games because there's been a few times where I would be in a battle and it would be like super good. Like I have my rhythm and all that stuff. I'm trying to fight the boss and I get close to beating him and then the game crashes.
Yeah.
And at that point, what do? Do you just like turn it back on to finish it again, but have to relive that stress that you had, or do you just take a break from it?
I would just take a break, but that's just me.
Because I mean, for me, if I have a rhythm, I would want to go back and fight it. But there's been a few times where me doing that extra step has backfired, and I had like I actually did worse than when I wasn't in the rhythm. But yeah, game crashes is another thing. I've had so many game crashes. The biggest one is Wizard 101 because sometimes the servers would lag or something like that, or start to go down. And when I go and I play the game, I'm in the middle of battle. I see that I have like one move left to kill him, and my game crashes. So I have to log out, log back in, and come to find out the people that I'm playing with already finished their level. So it's basically like, all right, now I got to restart, do the whole thing over again, just to be able to get the credit. What other one? We talked about game crashes. We talked about being unprepared. What's another one? I feel there's another thing that I want to mention.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
I would say lag. Lag is another thing.
Yeah.
Lag is you know what lag is, right?
No, I don't.
So lag, you know how you said your computer gets slow,
Yeah.
everything when you're playing League of Legends?
Yeah.
So lag is basically where your system is running at a high rate of speed, but your game is not catching up to it and all that stuff. Or there's sometimes where internet connection or something like that gets super slow and your game gets affected by it. There's been a few times where lag has hit me, mostly in League of Legends. League of Legends, lag is our biggest enemy because you would go, you would like click your location, you want to go to like this tower or something like that. You go and you start killing the tower, and then you try and go back, but you can't because lag is kicking in. So your character's moving very slowly, and the other guy can kill you and all that stuff. You die, you smash the keyboard and all that stuff, and it gets like that. But I would say the biggest lag. Which game device gives you the biggest lag?
Nintendo Switch.
Nintendo. Why does Nintendo? I thought Nintendo Switch is supposed to be like the all supreme mobile device.
Sometimes I play the old NES games. I play Punch Out. Sometimes it's hard to use the controls.
Is it because the controls are like too close together, or
They're
is
too
it
far. They're too far apart.
too far apart? So you're the person that wants all your controls like close together, like the controller over here.
Yeah, just like that. Yeah.
Yeah, because you know that PlayStation actually has it to where the button the movement sticks are so close together, so your thumbs are like this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like that.
That's why I gotta play. That's why I switched back to Xbox.
Yeah, but Nintendo. I didn't know that Nintendo Switch would give you lag. I know that sometimes the servers can be affected and all that stuff,
Yeah.
but I didn't know that lag was happening in the Switch.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't even have a Switch, so I can't really relate. But
You should get one. Get a Switch.
eh, I was thinking, but I'm not gonna get a Switch. I'd rather keep my console that I have, and then I got the laptop and I got a phone so I could do mobile gaming. But I'd rather have my Xbox and all that stuff. But a game, um, the most lag I've had between console gameplay and PC gameplay, I would have to say is PC. PC gameplay tends to give me a lag because it's weird. So your computer is connected to the internet and everything. So you tend to have some games where they connect to the internet, and your performance in the game depends on how strong your Wi-Fi connection is. So I've had a high amount of experience in lag through PC games. Xbox, however, I haven't had any lag. The only thing that I've had was that I was going either too fast in the game or there was something wrong with the game, like it wasn't updated properly. But the console is more of game crashes. I get a lot of game crashes on my console, but I have a lot of lag on my PC. So it tends to be a bit challenging depending on what game I play. And then I'm trying to figure out what other um, moments that I've had because there's a lot. I'm just trying to figure out what topic to decipher. Uh, what I'm trying to figure it out because there's a whole lot of topics and everything. Um, what about we mentioned the
I don't know.
unexpected. We could talk about this one. We actually talked about this previously. But like we can talk about this a little bit. Eating food and all that stuff, and your keys getting stuck. No, unexpected. I got another one. Um, your battery dying
Yeah.
on your controller. Battery dying. Now it's very common. Batteries die and everything unless you have your rechargeable battery. But the thing that gets me every time is when they die because everybody has the fear when you're playing games and you see that little icon pop up on your screen saying your battery levels are low. Now, immediately you want to change the batteries right away, but I tend to play them till they're dead. But sometimes that can be a pain because there's been a few times where I go and I don't know which game it was, but I can talk about for both sides. One that has a game screen to pause and the other one that doesn't. So there was one time where I was so focused on this game. I had everything mapped out of how I wanted to finish the mission, how I want to kill it. And I go to start what I was going to do. My batteries and my controller die out. So it's nothing to worry about. You know, I have a rhythm and I go and I plug in new batteries. But the thing that got me was as soon as I turn the batteries on, turn batteries on, not turn the controller on, I lost what I was doing. Like I couldn't figure out what I was doing at that moment. Or if I have to use the bathroom, come back and I lose all the motivation and skills that I have. Because there's been a few times where I had to hold myself from using the bathroom just to be able to finish what I'm doing. But there's one game that I have that I will eventually get to and all that stuff. But I rage quitted it because it was just too difficult. And it's Monster Hunter.
That's hard.
Monster Hunter is, in my opinion, I will say it's a good game. But the only downside that I have is you can't pause the game. And what it is that when you go to like certain games, they have the screen where if you pause it, everything freezes in the game. So you don't have to worry about losing your battle or dying or something like that or having someone sneak up on you. Monster Hunter has a weird thing where they don't have that feature. It's more of you pause the game, they'll show you a menu but your character's still getting his ass beat in the background. And that time a few times is a pain. Even when your batteries are dead, because then you would have to sprint to get new batteries and do it quickly so that way your character doesn't die and you can go back and fight. I have to go back to Monster Hunter.
Yeah, you might as well.
I have to. When I get to the M category in my collection, because I have all my games in alphabetical order, so right now I'm about to finish Assassin's Creed. Then I can go to the C category, which is like Call of Duty, Citadel, Cuphead, all that stuff. But when I get to them, I'll let you know and everything. And then I'm gonna try and get an adapter or something like that, so that way I can do gameplays of me playing my Xbox games, so that way you guys can get a little insight of what's happening behind the scenes. But unexpected moments is definitely a good topic because we have a lot of things. Even if we don't cover it in this video, there's still a lot of moments. Another moment that I have I bet you had this happen before, and we're probably gonna have this as be like the last um discussion. But when you're so focused in your game, you have like your brain is all wired into it, and you're super focused, and somebody has to call you.
Yeah.
in the middle of you playing that game. Now, I would understand if you're getting to a part of the game where you can take the phone call, but there's been a few times where I would play a game, get so into the boss fight, and then look down and someone's calling me. And if it's somebody that I know, I'll hold off on calling them. But if it's somebody that I don't know, then it's a matter of like, I'll answer the phone, see who it is, and then the bad side about it is like, yes, you can't, like, some phone calls are important, but once you take that phone call, now you might notice this or you might not notice this, but when you take that call, your body and everything, like, let's say you're super tensed up in the game and you're so focused, your body will start to shut down and you'll go to like a relaxing state,
Yeah.
and you'll basically like be super calm, and then once you get done with that phone call and you go back to your game, you're not as precise or focused like you were like 10 minutes ago. And that can be a problem. And I've had that a few times. Even you, when I was playing the what was the game that we were playing? I think it was like it wasn't Jeopardy. It was wrestling.
Yeah, I always whipped your ass in wrestling.
Yeah, it was wrestling. I would be playing the wrestling game and I would get so close to beating this man, and somebody would call me when I have all the energy and the drive.
That cost you the match. That cost you.
It costed me the match, and I tried to redeem myself the what was it, second or third time, and
Yeah.
I didn't have the rhythm, and
Nope.
that's the problem when when people try and bother you when you have a rhythm. You know, so like I understand if it's an important person like your mom's or a family member, but
You just gotta practice. Go home, go back and practice.
go home and practice and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But I mean, no, I leave all I don't practice for you. I just leave all the gaming over here. I play wrestling without having to train, and I did work out almost a few times in that one game, in that one match, the coffin match,
Casket match.
the casket match. I mean, isn't the same thing like coffin and casket?
Yeah, sort of.
Yeah, I just don't know which name people prefer to call it, coffin or casket. But I feel like there's plenty of more moments and all that stuff. We might have if you guys want a part two, we could even do a part two like later in the future when we have more games that we played and all that stuff. But phone calls is definitely one of those things where it can be annoying as an unexpected moment. Um this is not really an unexpected moment, but it's something that I find funny, and you probably might find this funny too. When you get already, like, let's say you have a day to yourself, you're gonna play this game for several hours, and you go, you log into the game, you get all your snacks, your drinks. As soon as you sit down, you gotta take a shit. You got you gotta take a shit. That's literally the funnest part. Like, I understand it's not funny, but just think of it this way. Like, it's happened to me way too many times. Like, you go over there, you sit down, you're like, oh yeah, I'm ready to play, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh crap, I gotta use the bathroom. So it starts to rumble. You have to use the bathroom and everything, and then after that, you come back, and then sometimes you might be good, sometimes you might have to do a round two, and then have to go back in the bathroom.
It happens.
But that does happen during even games too, because there's been a few times where I would play a match, I think League of Legends or some like multiplayer game, and I would die or something like that, have to use the bathroom, and then I come back and my character already gets assassinated or sniped or something like that. And it's
Yeah.
like, so I just came back for no reason. But yeah, definitely using the bathroom is a, is a funny, unexpected moment because you can't predict it. Only thing you can do is either hold it, but even holding it is not a good option.
It can hurt your body.
It can hurt your body. He knows. And then I would say just let it all out.
Yeah.
But that was our little podcast episode. It wasn't as long as the other ones, but we still wanted to create some content for you guys. If you have some unexpected moments of yourself, let me know in the comments below. I will probably pin the best unexpected moment and make a shout out to whoever you are. But it's your boy Savage Gamer 68. We got the homie Brian over here.
Yep.
Any final words or
Nothing.
things you
Nothing
want to say to the
conclude with,
viewers?
Nothing.
I mean, you did laugh when we said shit, so.
Yep.
But we'll see you guys in the next one. After this video, there will be a vlog video because I have a vlog coming up, and you'll already get the notifications for it. But we'll see you guys in the next one, and stay tuned. We got more juicy content coming through your way.
Yep.